The Super Cup is this Wednesday, and PSG's chances of winning, if you believe the bookies, are about as big as my forehead. But Tottenham Hotspur have a chance. 1 in a million? Yes, but you're saying that there's a chance. Tottenham Hotspur, if they set up perfectly, if Thomas Frank gets his tactics bang on, can win this game. I truly believe that Spurs can win silverware this Wednesday. And this PSG team, they're not invincible as good as they are. Yes, they demolished many sides in the Champions League and Club World Cup, but they lost 3-0 to Chelsea in the final about a month ago. Maresca got his tactics bang on in that game. Thomas Frank could definitely take some notes from the way that Maresca is set up. They lost to Aston Villa in the Champions League last season, 3-2 at Villa Park. Unai Emery's side with a better team. They lost, actually, that's about it in recent memory, but still, two sides have beaten them. And if Tottenham Hotspur can use tactics and take notes from both, I reckon we can get a result. I really do. We're riddled with injuries. No one's expecting us to do anything this Wednesday, and that's what gives me a little bit of hope. So, let's delve into how I believe Tottenham Hotspur can beat Luis Enrique's PSG. Starting things off with formation, I believe there is only one formation that Spurs should go with here, and that is the 4-2-3-1. It was the formation that Chelsea used when they beat PSG 3-0 in the Club World Cup final. It was the formation that Aston Villa used when they beat them 3-2 at Villa Park, and I think it just makes sense. It's the formation that Thomas Frank used for the most part at Brentford, and he got some big results with his formation against the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. Now, choosing the lineup will be difficult due to Spurs being riddled with injuries at the moment. Personally, I would go with Vicario in goal, Jed Spence at left back, a centre-back partnership of Cuti Romero and Mickey van der Ven, Porro at right back, who I believe will be crucial if Spurs are to win this game. I'll get onto why in a little bit. A double pivot of Pape Matar Sarr and João Paulinho, Rodrigo Bentancur, Mohamed Kudus on the right, Brennan Johnson on the left, and Richarlison up top. One thing Tottenham cannot do against PSG is play out from the back. Ousmane Dembélé is always waiting on the edge of the box, hungry to chase down the ball. Doué, Kvaratskhelia, two exciting attackers who, if they win it off you in transition, 9 times out of 10 put the ball in the back of the net. Spurs must go long in this game. Playing out from the back would be suicide in the Super Cup. So where should Spurs aim? Most of our long balls should be going to the right hand side. To be more specific, the right hand half space. Look at Chelsea's goals against PSG in the Club World Cup final. They come from Sanchez, smashing it along to Palmer and Gusto, who often doubled up on Vitinha, who would drop into a back three for PSG when they pushed up. Mendes was far too forward to do anything about it, and Chelsea would often exploit this, scoring 3 goals in the game. I believe Spurs can do this. Do we have the quality of player of someone like a Palmer? No, but Kudus is a player who likes to come inside as a winger, take on his man, he's skillful, he's creative, and Porro someone who can make runs, whip in a fantastic cross and play a good pass in. I believe these two players can play that role well in this game. It goes without saying it's going to require work rate. It's going to require us to win our second duels, our first duels, our aerial duels, but if we can do that, if we can get that ball to that right hand side and double up on Vitinha, we're going to get chances in this game. Now, for this to work, we're going to need Johnson to constantly track back and cover. Otherwise, the exact same thing will happen to us on PSG's right hand side. I believe that 3 of the most crucial players in this game for Spurs are going to be the 3 midfielders. The ones that I've chosen are Pape Matar Sarr, João Paulinho and Rodrigo Bentancur. I believe all 3 have work rate, all 3 can contribute things going forward and defensively. But most importantly, I think these 3 need to stay compact. Look at the way that Aston Villa set up against PSG when they beat them 3-2 at Villa Park. Those 3 midfielders that they had, Tielemans, Kamara and Donana, constantly together, constantly making it difficult for PSG to play through the central areas. And I look at PSG's midfielders during that game. João Neves, barely involved, ghosted during that game because he wasn't allowed to be in it. Every time he got the ball, doubled up on by Aston Villa, hunted down immediately. And that's what Spurs need to do in this game. We need to be physical and we need our 3 midfielders to constantly stay compact, stay together and make it difficult for PSG to play through them, you know? It's the same with Fabian Ruiz as it was with João Neves in that game. Pretty much out of it. Vitinha was able to get through a little bit more than the other 2, but I don't think that was down to anything Aston Villa got wrong. It was just exceptional play from him. Now let's move on to some more defensive aspects of the game. And one thing that Spurs have to do in this game when they're sat back, when they're deeper, which they will be at times, is man mark. You cannot play a zonal game against PSG. Inter Milan tried to, they got absolutely taken apart. These players that PSG have, they're extremely quick and they're extremely quick thinkers as well. I think playing a zonal game is suicide in this game of football. I really, really do. You have to man mark and you have to be aggressive. Take a few yellow cards in this game. I'm not saying play dirty. I'm not saying cheat. I'm just saying be aggressive. Shoulder barge. Let players know that you're there. Because Kvaratskhelia, an extremely skillful player, but goes down a lot. He's a little bit fragile. Doué, extremely exciting young player. A little bit fragile. I'm looking at their other players as well. Ousmane Dembele, fantastic. Got a reputation though in Spain for diving. What is English football renowned for, right? Being aggressive, roughing people up, you know, 4-4-F into, all of that. Mike Bassett. Let them know that you're there, man. Shoulder barge into them. Take a few yellow cards just to be a little bit more aggressive and so that those attacking players are a little bit weary. Because if you don't do that, we're just going to get ripped to shreds. You have to be aggressive, shoulder barge them, rough them up, get into them. I wouldn't be surprised if Thomas Frank switches to a back five if Spurs take the lead, especially in the second half. He did it a lot at Brentford when they scored against the big six sides, and it would just make sense to have a little bit more cover if we're ahead. It goes without saying that the players need to 100% commit, be at their absolute best and win pretty much every duel they're involved in for this game plan to work. But if they do, I truly believe that Tottenham Hotspur can win the Super Cup and beat Luis Enrique's PSG. Thank you all for watching this video, take care of yourselves, all the best, and as always, come on, you Spurs.